Music from Bonobo. A song called Trading Timelines. Good afternoon, I'm Ms. Cerrito coming to you live from the keCg studios at El Cerrito High School, joined today with some very special guests from the El Cerrito High School dance program. I'm going to take a moment and have you all introduce yourselves. So tell me your names, your preferred pronouns, and what grade you're in. We'll start with you.
Hi, I'm Malia. My preferred pronouns are she, her, and I'm in 12th grade.
Great, thanks. Welcome, Malia.
My name is Endia. I'm also in 12th grade, and I use she, her.
Great, welcome.
My name is Mars. I use he, they pronouns, and I'm also a senior.
Awesome. Welcome to you all. So, Malia, we're going to start with you because I understand that track we just heard is your song. Is that correct?
Yes.
Tell us a little bit about why you chose that song and what the dance is that goes along with it.
The reason why we chose this song is because when we were thinking of what the dance should be about, we felt like this song would really connect with the movements that we chose.
Mm-hmm. Is there a way that you can describe the movements you're making? I mean, I know it's radio and we're talking about dance, but if you were to come up with words that explain what the movements are like, could you do that?
The movements are very spiritual and free-flowing.
Mm-hmm.
It's everything. Everyone's movement is really different, and you won't really see anything or anyone doing the same thing at times.
Interesting. So this dovetails nicely with another question I had, which is when you are planning your dance concert, how do you do it? What is the process like? Do you start with the music? Do you start with an idea for a move?
And it goes both ways.
Mm-hmm.
For some, they like to pick the music and the idea of what type of dance they want to do. And for others, they'll like to do movements that they want in their dance, and then they'll go to choose the music that will go with those movements.
So what was the process with trading timelines? Did the music come first or did the movements come first?
The movements came first.
Okay. So you thought, these are the kinds of movements I want to make, and then I'm going to find a sound that sort of captures the spirit of what I'm trying to convey?
Yes.
Cool. Awesome. I noticed that this dance concert, it's called Transitions, Moving Through Time, a dance concert about reminiscing, regret, and anticipation. Does anybody want to talk to me about what that means and why is that the title of the dance concert?
I can talk to you about that.
Great.
I am actually one of the 4 dance captains, and we came up with the theme of the concert together, and we wanted it to be more of a general idea for everyone in the concert to choreograph, because there's lots of freshmen, sophomores, so we kind of wanted to have it be something where we could look back on our freshman year or look ahead, and that's just, make it general.
So you came up with that idea, and then what was the process of going from the big idea of the production to what we're going to see in person this weekend?
The process, well, after we came up with the theme, we started to come up with music. What songs do we feel really tell this story of looking back on something or what you're looking forward to? And then we started putting movement to our songs, and I think, like Malia was saying, we just wanted it to all connect so that the audience can see what we're trying to show.
Awesome. Well, speaking of music, let's hear another piece of music from the production. This is Lights Out. So let's take a listen to this, and then we'll talk about it afterwards. Lights Out. And that's by Post Malone, is that right? That music?
Yes.
All right, Malia, tell us a little bit about that song, why you chose it, and what the dance is that goes with it.
This song was chosen by the choreographers of the dance, and it goes really well with the song and the dance, and with the movements and different elements of the theme within the dance.
Can you tell us any of the elements of the theme, or would that be spoiling a surprise for the performance?
That's kind of a spoiler. I don't know if I can say that without giving away too much.
Okay, all right, that's good. An element of mystery is good. Well, thank you for that. Mars, tell us a little bit about the dance program at El Cerrito High School. I see I have the flyer here for the performance, and there are a lot of people.
There are, yes.
Yeah.
So At El Cerrito High, we have a wide range of different classes from Jazz 1, Jazz 2, Dance Composition, which is one of the songs, or one of the classes that one of the songs is for. And then also, of course, Dance Production, which we're all members of. And so with Jazz 1, it doesn't require an audition, and anyone can be in Jazz 1. And if you take Jazz 1, then you can automatically be in Jazz 2, but Comp and DP both require auditions. I TA for Jazz 2. I took Jazz 2 when I was a freshman. And so it's a really interesting experience getting to TA and watching them do things that I did when I was their age.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that makes sense. And about how many students total are participating in the program? Do you know off the top of your head, or about how many students are in the classes?
Each class is probably about 25, 27 students. I think that in DP there's 20 of us.
Wow,
21.
okay. When I think of a dance class, to me it feels really intimidating. So do you have any advice for people who maybe are interested in dance but haven't danced before? So Jazz 1, you said, is open to anybody, right?
Yes.
So what would any of you say to somebody that is maybe dance curious but not sure if they should sign up for a class or not?
I think that most studios, definitely at El Cerrito High, it's very open and a very free environment for creativity, and like if you're interested, you should definitely try it out. Just like it's a very free environment where creative expression is encouraged.
That sounds good to me. It sounds a little bit like radio class. So what happens in a dance class? Like, what's a typical day like?
It depends on what class you're in. Usually we start with a warm-up, and this could be like stretching, different ab exercises, upper body support. And then usually we also do what we call across the floor, where we'll do like different sequences of like isolations or like pas de bourrées and chassés across the floor, just to like get your body warm. And sometimes after that we'll learn choreography. Each class has like their class dance, and for like the more beginner levels, Miss K teaches those, and then for DP, those are student choreographed pieces.
So students choreographing and teaching other students in the more advanced classes.
Yes.
Now, you use some French words in there. Can we go back and define those?
Yes. So pas de bourrée is a French term from ballet that I couldn't say that I know the translation, but it's like a back, side, front step. And then chassé is another French term that means like to chase, and it's like your back leg is chasing your front leg, and then you alternate sides.
And that's how you're moving across the floor, and that's why they're
Yes.
called floor exercises?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, thank you, Yessie, for our non-dancer audience. So let's talk a little bit more about the concert. As I mentioned, it's called Transitions Moving Through Time, and it's December 9th and 10th are the performances at 7 o'clock. And who can come to this performance?
Anyone can come, really. And the doors open at 6:30, so be there in line because it's cash only. Speaking of cash, the prices, the general admission would be $10, and students with an ID and senior citizens would be $5. And if you just really love dance or just want to get out the house, then come see us and have fun.
All right. And I see here it says there's complimentary admission for El Cerrito High School or West Contra Costa Unified School District employees with ID and children under the age of 5. So that's also great. So cash at the door. And then what about face masks?
Face masks are highly recommended, but you don't have to wear one if you do not want one.
All right. I've been wearing my mask here in school because it's not just COVID, it's flu season and RSV is going around. And so I highly recommend masks in general. All right. Let's hear another piece of music, and then we can talk a little bit about it. This is the original composition, which I'm very curious about. So let's listen to this.
many things in my life started because of that push that I was given to try something new for the first time.
Having to wait a long time to receive results is overwhelming. The waiting and the thinking of worst-case scenarios is the worst part.
It's still hard and scary to not know what's next, but I know that there is no other choice but to live my truth.
This is intriguing. Okay, dancers, I have a lot of questions about that piece we just heard. There was talking. Tell us, what is going on with that composition and the dance that goes along with it?
Yes, so this was an original piece of music composed specifically for our piece, because we started this piece with movement and then we added the music. So this is the dance that goes along with it is from our wonderful guest artist, Olivia Ang, from the Joe Good performance group. And a lot of what Joe Good does is like adding in spoken word and different elements of the art into dance. And so that's exactly what we did. We were given different writing prompts, and then Olivia, our choreographer, looked over these and chose different sections from our writing that was about like the theme of the show and the dance, and then had us record them and then put them into the music.
That's fascinating. So the words that we heard there were actually written by students in the dance classes here at El Cerrito High School.
Yes. Yeah. So the members of the dance, like all of the dancers in it, had the opportunity to put their own words into it.
That's really cool. It also sounds like that could maybe be a little bit scary. How is that process for everybody?
It was weird hearing your own voice so sudden. When we first heard the track, we were practicing the dance, and then we heard voices out of nowhere where everybody was like kind of cringe.
Yeah, I'm familiar with that. And you mentioned while we were listening to the piece off mic that this is the large group, so every dancer is in this?
Not really every dancer. There's 10 dancers because there was an audition for the piece.
Okay, so tell me about that.
Well, there was a regular class, and then the guest artist, Olivia Ng, came in, and she taught us some choreography. We learned it, we showed it to her, and then she came back next week and said, I picked 10 dancers for my piece, which is going in the concert. And like Mara said, we started off with making the choreography and learning it, teaching it, and whatnot, and then we put it to music. Mm-hmm. The original music that was composed for us really like had the feel of what we're trying to tell. And then they also talked about the written pieces. And so there's a lot of solo type things going on and kind of like having your own type of story that you want to tell. And I think that's like the main idea of this piece. Mm-hmm. Just tell people your story.
Mm-hmm. So a lot of personal expression,
yes.
It sounds like.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I'm really intrigued. I'm excited to see this. Now, is that a lot of dancers, or is that a smaller dance? How many dancers are in each of the pieces in the concert? I'm guessing it varies.
Yes, the most dancers in a group in each piece are, the most you'll see were like 12.
Okay.
And then the least would be like 3 dancers.
Okay, so there's a range.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
So what would you tell someone who has never watched a dance performance before? What can they expect? What should they look for? How can they best appreciate this concert if it's their first time experiencing dance live in person?
I think if it's your first time, I'd say watch with an open mind, just because dance has so many different elements and so many different ways to tell a story, for the audience to just see and interpret it how they want to interpret it. And if you're into dance, then it's kind of look for something that you like. I like that. Let me go join dance, you know? So yeah, I think just watch a dance concert with an open mind.
That's great advice for lots of things. All right, so we have one more piece of music that we'll listen to close us out. But before we go, is there anything else that you want to share about the concert or about the program here at El Cerrito High School, or about your personal journey through dance? Anything that you would like our listeners to hear?
Yeah, I would like to add on to what India was saying about watching dance for the first time. A really great way to do that is silencing your phone and just focusing on what's on stage. And we have a very diverse range of dance styles in the show, so paying some attention to like the styles that catch your eye and the different music pieces and just focusing on the production as a whole.
I think that's really good advice. A question about the styles: how will we know what styles of dance we're watching? Will that information be in the program, or if I'm sitting in the audience, should I ask somebody next to me who seems to know what's going on what kind of dance it is?
I think that would be the best method,
Okay.
asking someone near you. It's not going to be explicitly said in the program.
Okay, so don't be shy.
Yes.
Be curious and don't be shy, and come watch dance. All right. Well, thank you all for joining us this afternoon. It was a pleasure to talk to all of you, and I'm really looking forward to seeing your performances this weekend. So once again, who wants to tell us about the performance details?
I'll do it again.
Okay, great.
Okay, December 9th and 10th, that's this Friday and Saturday at 7 o'clock. Doors open at 6:30, and we're only accepting cash, so be in line. And for cash, the general admission is $10. And if you're a student with an ID in the West Contra Costa School District or a senior citizen, then your admission would be $5.
Excellent. All right. Mars and Dia, Malia, thank you so much from all of us here at keCg and on behalf of all of the El Cerrito High School Gaucho Dance Program. Looking forward to the concert, and we're going to leave it off with this last piece of music.